Normally
Maybe
he's
if
the
I made
one
the
who's like,
hard
okay, wait, I have to draw something. Hey, Chris,
Do you have to draw something, Chris? Do you have to draw on our travel from last time? Oh, you've done that. Good work, Chris. Now, Jack Hoja needs to do its job
I've
and do
already
all the
done
work.
mine.
Oh,
I
straight up.
can do nothing else for the rest of the session. I can just go.
Do we? Oh, Chris, you said you're gonna make a loot thing for us.
Yeah, I did.
But where is it?
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
you haven't identified any of the items and stuff yet.
All right, we do that.
Yeah, we're safe now, right?
Yeah, we do that.
Just like there on the road, or
No. After we travel for several weeks and it's completely safe.
okay.
And
I
we do
see.
that.
Okay.
We're just fast forwarding, right?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
that's
Right? I mean,
fine.
it was uneventful travel. We
we'll go past the boring
we
part.
evaded horrible capture. Exactly. There were many close steps
Okay.
encountered, but none, killed us. So
Okay, you find yourselves after several weeks' travel on the Isle of Caldenas.
Sounds
Nice. Exactly where we want to be.
Can I have a map? I want to.
But no, in fact, you are not on the Isle of Caldenas.
Oh.
Sadly. Okay, no, we'll do a bit of fast forwarding, but we're not gonna skip. We're gonna fast forward like it's a VHS. So we're gonna actually view the basically gonna pass time quickly as you guys escape, but we're not just gonna skip to a point where you guys are
Rule
further away.
D20. Rule 5 below. You don't escape.
So
You that. Okay, new characters, but
So the party is currently making great haste across the Tirisfal Glades farmland, north of the east-west running road. I believe it was the middle of like the second watch, so it's like the middle of the day when the fight took place. That's when you guys spotted, because you guys were doing like staying still during the day and moving at night. So it was the middle of the second watch, middle of the day, when the prisoner escort was spotted. You guys engaged, and now it's like just getting into early afternoon as you guys take off across the rural landscape. Silas, it was Silas's plan to sort of do a bit of northwesting and then cut like sharply northeast. So we'll say Silas is leading the way.
Sure.
And
as best as we can do, Chris, we're trying not to leave like obvious tracks. Like obviously, we're not going so slowly that leaving nothing, but we'll be moving.
Yeah, I mean, I think probably your best bet for that, because you can't run through a field of crops and not make it obvious that someone ran through a field of crops. So your best bet for that is to be sticking to the roads, like the established paths, which already have.
Yeah.
Oh, Jacko, you've broken everything. Don't tab into this. What have you done?
And I had to lower your volume because you started talking loudly, so now I have to rearrange.
I'm sorry.
I'll just do that post like this. Do that in the post show.
But okay, can you imagine Jack going to all the effort of microing the volume levels?
100%.
So
That sounds awful.
Kind of winging.
Yeah, so you're sticking to the established rural country lanes, which are already betracked, and therefore your tracks are less evident on top of them. Now, if I recall correctly, you looted the grunt for his money, and you looted the money, the gems, the ring, the amulet, and the staff that the castery one, the necromancer, had. And the Death Knight, the plate mail one, is
we actually have him.
Yeah, he's tied to your tiger.
Yeah, how long does tiger actually last for?
Your wolf. Sorry, why did I think it was a tiger? Oh, that's right, because it was that campaign where you had all those tigers.
And I've been doing the cyber cat, saber cat for a while.
Okay.
I thought it was a cyber cat.
How long is it?
I'm tired.
So Ian raises a good point. How long does this wolf last?
It's standard an hour. I'm just seeing if you cast it as a higher level, which I did. I cast it as a level 3 spell. If it lasts longer.
Just as when you cast a higher level spell slot, you can summon a beast of a CR equal to the level of the spell slot used -1. It doesn't say anything about lasting longer.
Okay.
Okay, but it hasn't been anything like an hour yet. But it will run out before you are as far as you want to have gotten.
Right.
When will it run out? How far will it have gotten?
55 minutes, so not very far.
No, but out of sight to the people on the road, right?
Yeah. But still not as far as you want to get away from civilized lands.
I understand.
Okay, so we have Silas leading the way. making his deceptive movements to throw off any trackers and mislead any observers as to the direction of travel. We have Shalon running alongside her wolf, who is dragging the Death Knight. We have Talia, who is somewhere in the midst of all this, and bringing up the rear, jogging along but slightly slower than everyone else. We have Ragnar Ragnarsson, who is not only slightly slower but also underdressed with no footwear of any description.
Yeah.
But he is a hardy fellow, and he is keeping up. So you stick to country lanes, using the cover of hedges and trees and various forms of foliage to the best of your ability to obscure sight of any of the farmhouses or people in fields you see nearby. And after about an hour of no sign of pursuit, the wolf runs out. Poof.
Body clatters to the ground.
Yeah. I guess
he
that's
just rolls to a stop because he was just being dragged along behind.
Yeah.
He wasn't on the wolf's back.
At that point, I guess I turn. It's like we should just maybe quickly search the body and then just dump it somewhere. We don't have time to properly dispose of it, but we need to continue.
All right. So I quickly checked the body. Have you looted it yet, Sean?
No.
Okay. I'll just check
Nope.
for
Just tied it
pockets
to
and
the wolf
everything.
and grabbed a sword. That's all I've done.
And the armor looks like insanely magical, right?
Yes. It is
Uber
thick fur-lined plate armor with a dark blue coloring, and includes a full helm, and is currently badly cracked.
That's probably reason enough to not bring it with us. Yeah. So as I'm searching the body, I look at you two and say, "What of the armor?"
It's pretty heavy, right? I'm guessing it was like.
Yeah.
What does full plate weigh?
Kind of shrug. I'm like, well, you can take it if you
5?
want. I have no interest in it.
Plate armor. Weight 65.
30 pounds. 65 would do.
65. What does it mean if a magical item is like cracked?
It depends on the magical item.
It would need repair before the magical item functioned properly.
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe it accidentally will blow up instead, you know? Like this actually fills your power, but because it's cracked, it will take away all your power.
It needs repair by a smith who is familiar with some magical ability.
Like this random guy, he's a dwarf.
He's a dwarf. But then again, he's a diplomat, so he's a bad dwarf.
That is racist.
That isn't.
Assuming he could just fix it.
I like to know. Yeah, probably.
Alright, no, I'll leave it.
Okay. I do have the sword still.
Okay, yeah, so there's the great sword as well. And there's the
horn.
The horn, yep. There's some currency, like a bag of coin, and yeah. So you're looking over the armor. You do notice that while the armor is broadly styled the same all over, the gauntlet that he wears on his right hand, or wore on his right hand, is proportionately larger, bulkier, thicker than the rest of the armor.
Does it have 6 stones on it?
It's made of 7. Pure gold.
Intrigue.
So it's clearly separate from the rest of the armor. Yeah, I mean.
It's styled similarly, but it's it's distinct.
I guess it's reason enough for me to inspect it closer.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm no magic
I would take that
person, but I'll take it and take it to Shalon, or maybe I'll wait until our next rest.
Okay, but is that all? Just kind of seem interesting on the body, Chris?
Yes.
Okay. Then I guess you just like maybe drag into like a ditch or there's
Wait.
Hmm?
Again, he performs a cavity check. Are you sure that's everything he finds?
Do some probing.
Give me an investigation check.
Not dex check?
Investigation, whoever's performing the cavity.
Slide the
I
hand.
refuse.
Slide the
I
hand.
refuse. I take it then.
What are you trying to hide it from?
Yeah, but yeah, once we take a resync with like, searching quite early, I guess I would suggest we just like kind of fucking ditch and just hide him and then maybe toss some like random leaves over. Nothing that will hold up to an actual search, but like maybe if farmer did traveling down the road, he doesn't notice it kind of thing.
Until they smell the
Okay, you like.
rotting.
You
I mean, they're all
smuggle-
undead, right? He said,
you
"Do
smuggle him
people
away,
get smell
yeah.
worse when they die?"
I think once you're dead, as undead, the rotting.
So
Yeah,
Forsaken start to smell
think,
more
like,
when they die.
yeah, they decompose before they get raised as Forsaken, and then they stop decomposing, and then they continue decomposing like again once they're dead. So yeah, there would be a smell of rot eventually.
Okay.
But yes, you stash the body in a ditch and like push some leaves on top of it.
Just a quick sort of-
Perfectly hidden.
exactly.
But-
Put it in the haystack.
So, you can re-raise an undead, right? That you've re-deadified.
That's an interesting question. I don't
So,
know.
does it eventually like you lose the ability to like you can't raise? It's been raised from the dead so many times that it just can't do it anymore.
Let's
Hmm.
see.
All right, let's burn it.
I have no idea.
Oh, I don't think it's
I'm
been.
gonna. Can Forsaken
sure-
be reanimated again? Here's a discussion.
They like go slightly more insane every time.
Let's see what this topic from 2015.
Because if so, I'm taking his head.
Which is my souvenir.
And it's like chipping off pieces with a small hammer every few miles.
Every few miles, a new bit of brain goes to the ground.
Jesus.
Okay, so here's the consensus, or at least what this one person thinks, who seems fairly well informed, is that like a Forsaken is difficult to kill by conventional means, like wounds that would fell
Easy peasy.
a human because of their or a true living person because of their reduced need for like consumption and
Yeah.
breathing and just like generally reduced life processes. But their blood can basically all fall out and they can still be functioning in the short term at least. So when you kill a Forsaken, you've like actually decapitated it or smashed its brain in or done something. And I guess the reason canonically, if we're looking at why they're not so much harder to kill than humans, is that their body is like already fragile, so it's just a bit because they're semi-decomposed. So it's actually just a bit
Easier
easier
to
to
batch
so
in
it
the
kind of
brain.
balances out. So yeah, this body in front of you is damaged beyond the point of resurrection without like some kind of magical
Yeah.
We're
repair
Full,
being
a
done.
full from like 1,000 feet will do that, I guess.
It needs a new head, basically. Could
Perfect.
Frankenstein at something, but it wouldn't be the same soul returning.
Can I spells like speak with dead in 5e?
Pretty sure there are.
Are there spells like Speak with That in Warcraft?
Oh hell yeah! Fucking how many quests have we? It's like,
I mean,
it's like
there's
most,
spirits. But...
most of the quests in Plagueland seem to involve like going and finding someone's lost shoes so you can like speak to their ghost or some shit.
Yeah, that's true. Get on that.
But like the physical body, like there's nothing we could do right to get rid of like the spirit or whatever, which would be left behind.
Not unless Shallan has like some sort of
Exorcism.
quite extraordinary quite extraordinary clerical powers that I'm not aware of yet. What level are you guys now?
5.
Okay, cool. But you didn't level out last session?
No.
No,
No.
we're at
because-
10,000
because- yeah,
towards
you got
14,000.
towards the huge
The big
jump.
gap.
Okay. Right. Okay. So you loot the body, stash it, including its armor, but you keep the sword, you keep the horn, and you keep the gauntlet
The gauntlet.
and the currency.
The Infinity Gauntlet's ours.
Okay.
I'm gonna write it down on my sheet.
Okay, while all this is happening, Ragnar
I have the sword on mine, by the way, already. So
is like bent over, hands on his knees, breathing heavily, like catching his breath back. Because while you lot have been jogging, he's been more or less sprinting.
Yeah.
Is there any way I can help him run? Pull him behind me or push him?
No, not
Push
really.
him.
It's okay.
Push
Like
him.
what's the spell that like fortifies an ability score or something on his
Oh,
constitution
right,
would
like
help.
long-
Things like that. But yeah, like long strider, ranger spells and stuff. But there's like magic that would help. But I don't know, like physically, there's not really much you can
What
do.
if I make him hold on to the bullet as I shoot out the sniper rifle? Will he go along flying with it?
No, that's not how that works at all.
That's not how that works. Okay, if you say so.
Like, how can he hold on to the bullet? What, he'd have to wait at the end of the barrel and catch it as it came
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that'd work.
Oh, guys. What was the other way I did it, Chris? Clearly, that's what I meant.
Well,
He can hold on to.
could-
He like put his fingers inside of the pistol.
He's got really long fingers.
All right, but yeah, I kind of go over there, most but kind of ready to go. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, but we need to head off again.
Well, I understand the need. Let's get going then.
Or
We run.
Okay, and so you guys continue. The thing is that dwarves being very dangerous over short distances, but not natural long distance runners.
Yeah.
He continues to struggle, but he is hardy, and you make it out of the farmland, hang a sharp right, and begin traveling northeast away from what you have been able to determine from your like view the previous day as civilized area, and up towards well, I guess with the North Lordaeron mountains like visible in the far distance and in that direction, marking northeast.
Okay, cool.
The day progresses to dusk without sign of pursuit. And yeah, like eventually it's been, you're all pretty exhausted. Ragnar looks on the verge of collapse. You're hungry. You've done your, well, not full day's travel, but half day's travel, what was left of the day. And you've gone as far as you've judged yourselves able without it having sort of serious detrimental effects on your ability to act tomorrow.
Yeah.
I see. And it's like, what time of day is it at this point?
It is evening. The sun has just set. So late evening, early night.
Yeah. So I guess we better find a good place to rest for the night. Wait, it's night.
Yes.
Yep.
So, yeah, we kind of want. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's
So with
fine.
one of your assistants,
Yeah,
or both.
sure.
I'll do another check.
Yeah,
22.
boys.
Okay. So you find somewhere that is safe and advantageous and comfortable. You find
A hobbit hole.
a hobbit hole. No, that's not advantageous.
I'm
No, I know what you find. I know what's around Tirisful Glades. You find out here along a deserted track, an isolated and clearly abandoned farmstead with fields once full of wheat overgrown, and a tall, if somewhat run-down and stationary windmill. Of course, Jacko gets excited. There are other outbuildings as well, equally in a state of dilapidation, roofs half collapsed. So you manage to find a comfortable place with a stack of old sacks and stuff in the corner, comfortable to lie on, and whoever's taking watch can climb the ladder and be at the top of the windmill and command a fantastic view of the surrounding landscape.
Chris, I just wanted to check, because we're heading in that general direction. The Crusader Outpost, that's an outpost of the Scarlet Crusade?
The Scarlet Crusade, yes.
And the Scarlet Crusade are kind of fanatical, right?
Let me lore-wise be 100% certain of what the current status of the Scarlet Crusade. is a Scarlet, because I mean, there are fucking dungeons where you go and kill everyone in Scarlet Monastery, but I don't know if it's like canonically that they're all defeated and abandoned. Well, this is not like officially stated by Blizzard, but let us say that we are acting in a world where the Scarlet Crusade, through various actions of Alliance and Horde, and basically like Scourge and stuff they've been attacked by, have been all but annihilated, and that their strongholds in northern Tirisfal lie abandoned and in ruins. Well, maybe not in ruins, but in bad condition.
One less enemy to worry about, yeah.
Yeah, right.
And
unless they're all on that now.
Okay, and let's say that the reason, not that you guys would necessarily know this, but like maybe you might, the reason that the Forsaken have not themselves like taken up, it's like a fortress, really useful, is that the ground is hallowed and sanctified, and that it has adverse effects if the Forsaken spend like prolonged time living there.
That's perfect. We can hide over there. They can't enter the hallowed.
Well, hopefully it has room service as well. Okay, that seems like a good destination. That seems like Crusade Outpost sounds like a good place to lie low for like a week or two.
Mm-hmm.
It is quite out of the way, but yeah.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know anywhere like I want to be quite out the way.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to go to the Brightwater Lake?
Maybe. I consider that, or maybe Chris, you there?
Yeah, I'm back there.
Brightwater Lake. Well, what, for instance, Goofer's Retreat? What's that? That's like in the middle of the lake, right?
I think that's just an
island in the lake.
Yeah. Gunther's Retreat is an island located in Brightwater Lake in central Tirisfal, while most of the island's inhabitants are minders, scourge zombies. It's also home to the Forsaken Lich. Blah blah blah. Who considers himself the only sane undead in the world? Yeah, Forsaken Lich Gunther Arcanus.
He sounds pretty sane.
I don't know if I want to go to a lake that has a lich in it.
So yeah, it's just the home of a really powerful Forsaken loyal magic lich.
And we know this.
Yeah, like he's powerful enough that like.
I don't want to go to Brighton. Maybe you could go to like I don't really want to go to Brightwater Lake. Rather for the Crusade Outpost, I think.
Through the Venom Web Veil.
Ooh.
Yeah, I say, I believe we should put our safety first, especially considering we have someone to protect now.
Yeah, I agree. And I think although it is further away, I mean, a week or two won't kill us hiding out. We'll survive. And hopefully at that point it's died down enough for us to continue our mission, and we'll decide how we can exactly help Ragnar.
Right, I know. What does Ragnar do? I'm assuming he's pretty tired, right?
Ragnar has helped himself to a portion of someone's dwarf bread rations. So,
yeah.
I guess, let me randomly determine whose. Well, no, you have it all in one place, right?
No,
you have. Okay, well then. D3. That is Shallan. Shallan, you are -1 day's rations of dwarf bread.
Almost 2 now.
And Ragnar, Ragnar has helped himself to some of your rations, and then like just passed out on like the soft pile of semi-rotted sacks, and is now snoring loudly.
Chris, how far is it? Are we at the X?
Yeah, like you're at the X. Yeah.
Okay. How far is it to the Crusade Outpost, for instance?
3 days travel.
That's not too
50,
bad.
60 miles.
Like I'd like to be a few days. Like if we like even them only like what, like probably 4 days to walk from the bulwark. Like I'd like to be at least that far away from like their searches, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully they're kind of scared to come near that area. So at least that's what I think our next target should be.
So I'll kind of lean in and be quietly will say, we should decide what to do with him, and I kind of nod towards the dwarf. He can't come with us on our mission, can he?
No, he can't.
You would have to make a detour somewhere.
Is there anywhere safe to the north?
Let's look.
I asked that both in and out of game because I have no fucking clue.
Not really, right?
No, there's certainly no Alliance lands anywhere north of where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Nowhere north. Okay. Any like neutral areas? What's like half Glen?
It's now okay. No, it's not. Yeah, it's an Argent Crusade outpost.
What are the Argent Crusade guys like?
They're the ones from Chillwind Camp.
Okay, so they'd probably like at least not kill him and might help him on his way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean
But that's like
that's fucking great. But we would have to go past the bulwark.
Well, we're gonna if we go. Wait, but the bulwark stretch all the way to like Crusader Outpost, Chris.
Well, the bulwark is a fortified, like a fortress, basically.
Yeah, but after it
like
blocks,
they
like, the-
patrol the. Well, it like the presence blocks the passage along the road. You can go around it like you guys did, but they do patrol north and south.
Okay.
Like
But like, it would be quite far to take him to the half. What's the Northwich lumber camp?
I assume it's like an outpost, or like just something associated with Hearthglen. Let me double check. But
Okay. Yeah, I'm running if we.
What if we take him past the bulwark? He should be able to travel on his own.
You think the lands are safe enough?
Safe enough to take the risk.
The Scarlet Crusade has been removed from Northwich Lumber Camp by Hearthglen recruits under the direction of the Argent Crusade. Must be just quite the camp is currently under siege by Northridge spiders. Okay, I guess that's just in quest bullshit. I'm sure like, that's not actually.
To get
Oh
that
wait, I quested that the other day on my hunter. Yeah, no, it's just it's an Argent Crusade controlled
Okay.
lumber camp.
So I guess
with
yeah.
lumberjacks and shit, and there's loads of spiders nearby. You gotta like ride a horse and throw fire.
Okay, so I guess if we time our plan of heading to the abandoned outpost, we can ask him if he feels like he will be safe enough to travel by himself towards Hearthglen, perhaps trying to get help at the lumber camp. But yeah,
Or we try to take him to the close to the lumber camp within viewing distance, so he can walk down there, and have them hopefully help him to Hearthglen.
I don't think we know enough about him to know for sure yet. I think tomorrow we'll have to talk to him and see if he's like. I mean, perhaps he. I don't think he's an experienced traveler, but maybe he is comfortable doing that journey alone.
He's a
But of course-
well-traveled diplomat. These lands.
But I don't know if a world-travel diplomat normally has a escort of sorts. But we need to ask him to make sure. But it would be fairly stupid to have broken him out and then just let him get killed by some spiders.
Well, at least it won't deliver any information to them, at least.
That is true.
Wow, it's pragmatic.
Hey man, you wanted to shoot him in this cage.
Hey, I didn't say I
Wake up.
wanted to. I was
Okay.
offering the possibility of is that a better solution than letting him go be tortured and give up information?
Yeah, it was a better solution to that. Okay, but yeah, either way, let's wait for the morning and tell him what our plans are.
At a game, I'm gonna grab a drink real quick. I'll be right back.
Wait, Shalom, I do give you the gauntlet, so you can inspect it.
The what?
Ooh, loot list,
Infinity
Chris,
Gauntlet.
loot list. We also
Why?
loot check it.
So you can expect it from magic.
You can just as well as I can.
Yeah,
Is
we
that-
all can
is
do
that
it in
the
5e.
thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
5e, yeah, 5e has a thing where it's like you short
Welcome to
rest
5e.
studying it,
Oh,
and you can understand the basic properties of it.
I do that, Chris.
Yeah, we all do this. Volder Lucas, loot table.
I
loot
do
table,
that with
loot
the
table,
sword. He does
loot
that with
table,
the
loot
thing. You do the horn.
table, loot table.
Yeah,
loot
those are
table,
three,
loot
and I'll be right back.
Chris,
I want loot.
where's our loot table?
I want loot.
I mean, you're not inspecting anything, are you? I need to figure out who I'm PMing everything
He's-
to.
he's
so you
doing the
can't be
horn,
precise
isn't he?
about
I'm doing the
anything.
horn. And we're all sharing all our knowledge with each other, Chris.
Unless it's like the Infinity Gauntlet.
Okay, so we don't
Microphone
have the
activated.
fight mail anymore.
But, okay, just so that I don't feel guilty, it would have taken like at least 10 minutes to get it off him and then carry it right to Playbill. But definitely wasn't the right decision. Take it.
No, like in game you would never take it out, even if it's magical. It doesn't fucking matter to us. It's not. I mean, for you
No.
maybe if you thought you could fix it. What's wrong, Josh?
It's so sad.
All
We
good?
don't have the armor. No, I mean it's
Oh,
fine.
And then the ring amulet and staff are also all you, right, Sean? Right, Josh?
Those
Think
are-
you
I
Someone
think
else
I
had them.
looted the
Yeah.
magic keeper spellcaster actually. I guess I still have them.
I was going towards it, and then instead we decided to drag the bodies of the necrons. So I went and got that guy to Death Knight instead.
Oh my god, this is so sick.
Is it the Infinity Gauntlet?
But it can do something that the Infinity Gauntlet can do. But I guess the Infinity Gauntlet can
nice.
do anything. But it can do something that Thanos does in the movie.
Spoilers.
Nice. Is that pull a moon?
Close.
Cool.
Pull me.
Oh, that's what happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's like the combined currency.
Man, do we record? Are we in game? I'm like just telling you guys this stuff, so try to tell you guys.
Yeah, sure. Let's. Okay, so my gauntlet can pull someone close within 60 feet of me with a contested athletic checks.
Pretty sweet. That's
what he's already calling it my gauntlet.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's played.
Okay, so all of my things, Jack. So the horn, as a bonus action, summon a spiritually attuned companion to your side. Not really sure what that means.
Okay.
The ring is the wearer is healed for half of all necrotic damage dealt. Could be pretty useful in this kind of area. The amulet, you use a bonus action to expend and roll 1 hit dice. You gain an absorption shield equal to the amount rolled. That it's like temporary HP that expires in your next turn, I'm guessing. Okay, so that is a number used today or just all the time?
Well, it's got a number of uses equal to the number of hit dice you have.
Oh,
So
you
they
spend
spend-
to hit dice. Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah,
Is like a little marking on the backside that says pride?
yeah, it does actually.
Really?
Yeah, it says pride as. Just wrote that.
It's
What's that mean?
it's legendary.
Wow, saying staff. It would skillfully called symbol stream of souls, quarter staff. Reduces the cast time of any animate dead spells cast by the wearer from 1 minute to 1 action. You saw?
Ooh, that is nice.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I got.
All right. The sword is empowered rune blade, a weighty serrated claymore style thematically to match the empowered rune plate. It's a +1 great sword. The problem is it has rune synergy, which is when the empowered rune blade is drawn by someone attuned to the matching empowered rune plate, which we no longer have. They may summon the rune plate as a bonus action. In addition, while wearing the plate and wielding the blade, the magic bonus on both increases to +3. And the rune blade deals additional 2d6 cold damage on attacks. While the synergy is active, pale blue runes glow along the length of the blade and across.
Oh, if only we get the plate mail, Jack, or UBOPOP.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back for it, boys.
Combo +3 great sword.
So
and
just
blade.
in general, it's a
and
+1
2d6.
great sword, right?
Yeah.
It's a +1 great sword.
For our purposes,
This is
yes.
the second one of the campaign.
I know.
So giving us great swords, Chris.
None of us use that shit.
Give me a great shield, please.
I do suggest that I have the ring.
Because you do necrotic damage, right? Sometimes.
I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah.
And
that's-
no one else can do any.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. Toll the Dead. It's the best cantrip.
Right.
So yeah, you take the ring.
Cool.
Right? And I wouldn't mind having a shield. I'm in melee combat a lot, but I'm not that
Mhm.
tanky. Like you were rolling bad for HP, so like the amulet I would kind of appreciate.
Cool.
Yeah.
What?
You want to have the?
Yeah. Well, the horn, I'm not sure about because.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. Cause like is so like okay, so how much like that's I know what it's shit. Do I have any ideas what it thinks it'll mean if I blow it, for instance?
Then it'll do nothing. You don't have a spiritually attuned.
Okay. How do I know how you get one of those?
There's like various ways you could get one, like involving magical rituals
Alright.
or like.
Okay. So I'm just like, who wants to horn you elves? I'm imagining you're gonna be more likely to have a spiritual companion than me.
Shalan, maybe your.
I mean, definitely
tigers.
hold on to it. I mean,
Yeah.
that won't count because it's not a spiritually connected.
A spiritual
Actual
weapon
animal?
disappears.
That would be awesome if I could do that, and it's like my spiritual weapon shows up. Blue. Yeah, that'd be sick. I'll carry the horn, but I
Yeah,
don't
okay.
think I would have a use for it yet.
Alright, so I'll have the amulet, you have the ring and the horn. Jacko, you have the
I
gauntlet.
can take the great sword. Should
Yeah.
use it if the need arises.
And the gauntlet and the staff. Does anyone want the staff?
I mean, we want to carry it, but I don't. I promise again, I don't carry a lot of weight because my strength is low.
It's a staff, right? You don't mean either. If you use it at least.
Yeah, you can use
Doesn't take
it for
weight, right?
walking to make it easier. But I
Or
mean, I
give it
can
to the
carry it if
dwarf.
you don't want to.
Let's give it to the dwarf. Maybe he casts animate dead. It's a bard, right? Bard's fully get animate dead. Okay, so yeah, Chris, I guess overnight I'll like sleep with the amulet to attune myself to it. Can I do that? I don't know what kind of thing it is.
Sleep with the amulet.
What's wrong with that?
There's some mechanism to attune it in 5e that is certainly no more complex than.
Like, I think
sleep.
no,
I think you do it. I
probably.
think you do it as part of a long rest or like as a short. Yeah, I think yeah. So basically, yeah, if you sleep with it tonight, it is certainly no more complex than that. So you will be attuned in the morning.
I have a question. If I attune to the sword, can I reach back 2 arms as I do?
No, not here in a windmill in the middle of for its full blades. You'd have to find an arms master who could assist you in instructing you in respecting to arms.
You can respec.
Yeah.
Well, sure, why not?
How
Like
long
with
would that take?
a week of downtime
A week of
and
Like
downtime.
class and
like
everything.
someone to instruct you. No, not class,
Oh, just archetypes.
but like yeah, archetype, sure. With like sufficient downtime and
And
time
gold.
for retraining and gold based on like how invested you are. So if you're like level 18, it'll take much harder to respec.
I want to take all my level 18 off sword fighting and become an archer. How easy is this? Oh, that's like 10 gold. No problem. Give me a week.
Gets more expensive every time you do it though.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay, but yeah. So I guess after doing that, I kind of say let's start watching, get some rest.
Anyway, so fine.
I guess let us note for just having noted it.
Yeah,
That
okay. I like
it
noting
takes
stuff,
it
even.
takes Talia longer than it should have taken Talia to notice this, but she never confides that to anyone.
Of course.
Talia, you about halfway through your watch realize that to the west, the sky is, or not the sky, but the landscape is somewhat lit. There are a pair of zeppelins far out to the west that are flying relatively low altitude compared to how high zeppelins can fly, and are sort of droning around over the landscape, shining bright
Police
spotlights
helicopters.
down. There's some distance away, but the spotlights are very bright, and you eventually notice them as the third zeppelin joins in. They don't seem to be examining your area. The fake that Silas attempted with the brief journey north and west at first seems to have paid off. Have sold them a fast one, or whatever the expression. Hang on, I'll just draw. They're basically searching this area. Right, there we go.
Oh, not even close.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
There's
So, but just to be
a
sure,
train of zeppelins flying around, like shining spotlights down and scanning.
yeah, okay. But on the next watch, I'll obviously let them know, and you'll see them quite
Okay.
immediately.
Yeah, so I definitely keep a close eye on that. Make sure they make any type of movement towards us, basically, or fly towards us.
They do actually. They pass quite close occasionally. Like the east edge of that circle is not. But like they always
It's a few
turn back
miles,
just as you're preparing to slide down Assassin's Creed, slide down the ladder or jump into the hay bale even. And
Yeah, there's no sign there's actually anyone here.
and warn everyone else. No, none whatsoever. Yeah, and you can, when you're keeping watch, and you subsequently, Silas, you can even see they are searching abandoned buildings as well. Like they're quite, they sometimes the spotlights that they're shining down hovers on a building or so, for a while before moving on. Like they are making. No, you can't
if I
say they're
look
on the
to
ground doing it. No.
Yeah.
But they're focusing their attention on potential hiding places.
They got a sweet spot where I can shoot the zeppelin and it just explodes.
Yeah, they do.
And I get the sniper rifle
They've got a fuel cap,
Whoa!
Yeah.
We all
Oh, and don't worry, they
Sniper Elite.
painted it in like a neon red.
Yeah.
Nice.
It shines.
If you ever play Sniper Elite, you can like blow up a tank in that game just by shooting it on like the fucking cap where the fuel goes in. The whole
Good
tank
to know.
explodes.
Alright, I'll bear that in mind for next time when they get closer.
Idiotic,
Okay.
but I love it.
But the night passes without event, and yeah, the sun rises. The efficacy of the spotlights reduces. You can still see the zeppelins out there, but none are near you. And yeah, like breakfast is being prepared by whoever prepares breakfast.
He's our maid.
Ragnar is like, do you get Ragnar to prepare breakfast?
I mean, if I won't tell him to.
Okay, yes, like you
does.
wake up, he's like sitting there, like massaging some life back into his feet, and you just like throw the rations to him and say,
Morning.
he eats them all.
Oh no!
He takes the hint and prepares.
I mean, how do you prepare dwarf bread?
He
Well,
gets
if
the
somebody
plates
knows,
out
he
and
would.
arranges it.
We have
in a
plates.
nice
We have fucking
on the-
plates.
You got like paper
Yeah.
plates.
Why?
No, you got like you don't paper plates. You got like wooden plates, right?
Do we?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got like
You have a mess kit.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
you got like the mess kit and stuff, and you got like so you'd have like pans and stuff.
We're
like
not
cooking.
animals.
I mean, I don't think I have a mess kit. That's all I'm
Also,
saying.
Silas is kind of an animal. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Wait.
At
Most
some
of us are
point,
animals.
at some point, you acquired it's the wooden plates that you stole from Chillwind Camp in advance.
I'm just saying, in real life, I don't
Rations.
use a plate to eat a biscuit, so I don't know what I do in D&D.
It's not a biscuit; it's dwarf bread.
It's like a crunchy biscuit.
It's more like,
Like a
eating-
rock.
Imagine if someone like forged a lump of iron into the shape of a loaf of bread.
But I definitely wouldn't use a plate for it. But okay,
If you're
sure,
rich on the
he gets our
wooden
plates
plate,
out
use it
and
nicely.
carefully puts the bread on the plate.
Pours everyone some water.
maybe some
And
salt in
grass.
it.
We have glasses. We have water skins.
Yeah, you've got wooden cups.
What? No. That's fucking kitchen.
Yeah,
Okay,
dude,
fine.
it's a mess kit. It's how this
I don't
works.
have a
Come on.
mess kit.
Why don't
You've
you
got
have a
like
mess
you've
kit?
got like shitty airplane knives that like can't actually cut anything,
Oh, good. I use my
including,
claws.
including the pilot's throat. So safe there.
Safety.
Wait, but they're plastic.
Okay, but as he's setting up breakfast, I'll be like,
Not in business class, they aren't.
I
Jack.
want to have a little
Got
word with
metal
Ragnar.
knives there. They still can't cut anything, but you get metal knives.
I want to have some words with Ragnar.
Not that I frequently fly business class.
Ragnar.
I had once, and I was
Ragnar.
very-
Right, they're still talking about airplane food.
Ragnar, I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about what you were doing exactly in Silver Moon, how you got captured, basically what you were doing.
Well, I was on a diplomatic message sent by which of the council of the three being most likely to? Yeah, Brand Bronsby had sent me.
Oh, Brian.
We were seeking perhaps the beginning of an end to hostilities in the wake of our mutual working together on a broken shore.
Hmm.
The death of King Varian, when word reached us, was something of a spanner in the works. I
Yes.
went to.
Was this a peace simply between the dwarves and the blood elves?
It
Or do you mean
was
more the
the
alliance
beginnings.
with the
It was the beginnings of talks of any kind of potential peace that we could scrape together.
I see.
Really, it was less of any kind of formal
And there's hopeful optimism.
arrangement. It was hopeful optimism. It was an attempt to get to know each other, perhaps talk our way around past differences, so that real peace talks could begin.
Who were you planning to meet with?
I was hoping to eventually talk to Lordaeron, but I had not before I was so forcefully removed. I was speaking to
Who's
his
Lordaeron?
representatives. He is the leader of the Blood Elf faction.
Okay. So you were forcibly removed under his orders?
No, it's not that I'm aware of. A few days after receiving word of the death of Varian, I was in my quarters when a group of Forsaken barged in. They attacked me, beat me, bound me, and gagged me, and dragged me from the city under cover of darkness. I was loaded into a wagon, put in charge of the escort that you found me with,
Yeah.
and they brought me over the course of some weeks all the distance before you found me just short of the Undercity, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
For which I am, I must say, still say, eternally grateful.
Our pleasure. Our pleasure. It's interesting, although it may have been done by the Forsaken, they clearly didn't do this without at least cooperation with the Blood Elves.
Perhaps. Savannah's a tricky one. She's not one for much internal diplomacy. If I gained one thing from my talks with Lordaeron's representatives, it's that the Horde is not, well, I would say perhaps as united as the Alliance, but we certainly have our differences between us, don't we? But
do you think perhaps Sylvanas ordered this to stop the talks going ahead?
It could well have been. Or perhaps you needed a hostage for some negotiation of our own planning.
I see.
Well, if this is true, if the Blood Elves have no knowledge or consent of this, valuable information, then back to the Alliance.
Yeah, if there is a strife between the different races in the Horde, that could prove to be beneficial for us. If needed.
Lordaeron wouldn't be happy that Sylvanas acted without his consent within his territory.
Assuming it was.
She is still his war chief. Even if she had acted as such, he would likely unite behind her.
Yes, her being war chief now does quite put a strain on things.
So, that aside, what's the plan now?
Well, I'm afraid our mission must still go ahead at some point.
Yes, I had rather gathered that you hadn't come to Terrace Ways just to rescue me, as hopeful as I was at first.
Indeed.
Do you have something else you're up to, do you?
Yes, we...
Then it was most fortunate that you found me.
Yes, it is. But our work will take us further west, whereas obviously you need to head in the opposite direction. We, right now, are planning to...
The opposite direction? Where are you planning on sending me?
We're not sure exactly. For now, we want to head northeast, perhaps to the old outposts of the Scarlet Crusade, now abandoned. We believe we can lie low there for enough time till the hunt is at least diminished. But then we have the problem with how to get you into safety. Could I ask if it's not too offensive, how comfortable are you traveling alone through these lands? Maybe, I mean, east of the Bulwark. We would try to get you past that at least together.
He looks somewhat uncomfortable for a second and says,
If
I'm honest, not particularly comfortable at all. I'm a city dwarf. I haven't slept more than a handful of nights under the stars since I was born. I'm not much of a outdoorsy traveler.
I see. I kind of look to the other two. Well, we were considering the nearest place that would offer some sort of safety would probably be Hearthglen. Does he like?
Yeah.
How does he see it? He's like
Hearthglen probably be the safest point of contact with the Alliance within 500 miles.
Yeah, I assume as a diplomat you actually probably know the surrounding or the situations in the cities better than I do, and how you would be able to.
And I agree that the monastery would be the best place for you to lay low for a while. Look, I didn't even mean to sound ungrateful. You've saved my life, or saved me from eternity of torture at the hands of the Banshee Queen, and for that I will always be grateful. You've rendered me more than enough assistance, and if you wanted to give me a few days of supplies and send me on my way, I'd have nothing to complain about. I'm just being honest that I have not a great deal of experience traveling by myself or even in company through any kind of wild land, especially not Horde-controlled territory.
Chris, I don't know if I know the area at all. How dangerous do I think the road from, for instance, from the Crusade outpost to, the lumber camp would be?
Pretty dangerous. You would not rate a solitary, inexperienced dwarf's chances of survival on that. There'd be Horde patrols, there'd be dangerous wildlife. It's called Venom Web Vale for a reason. It's all the spiders.
Damn, it sounds like you just silly nipping.
Yeah, no, that would not be. You wouldn't want to do that route. On
All right.
your own.
All right. If you'll excuse me right now, I'd like to talk to my companions a little bit, perhaps about our mission and the best way to proceed.
Yeah, as you wish. I'll just
sit there.
try and slice this bread into smaller chunks.
Good luck. Good luck. Right.
With
So
that knife.
I guess we'll kind of go to the other side. It'll probably in like the farm I said maybe another room, and like. So I'm like, so it sounds like if we want to really guarantee his safety, we'll at least have to take him to the lumber camp near Halfglen. This does take us very far out of our way, but to be honest, the information that he's given us about what's happened between the Blood Elves and Sylvanas and his capture is, I don't think it's more important than our mission, but it seems like too much information just to risk losing.
Just to play devil's advocate,
Mm-hmm.
we have information. We have stopped information from reaching the Undercity. If we were to escort him to Hearthglen or even the lumber camp, a week?
Yeah, like 3 days to the outpost, and how long to the lumber camp on the outpost, Chris? Like 4 days or something?
Yeah, probably. It's probably the same distance, but like it's through more mountainous terrain. So yeah, 4 days.
Yeah, so 4 days there, 4 days back, yeah.
Our rations are already limited. No progress on our actual mission here yet.
That's true. And I understand the rations, but if we did indeed actually go to lumber camp, we could always procure more there. And while we do have the information now ourselves, by the time we finish our mission, that information might not, I guess, be useful anymore. Or we might not be in a fit condition to tell it. Also, at least, or at least, I would say we have to definitely at least take him as far as past the bulwark. If he, I mean, it sounds harsh, but if he dies on the road to wolves or wild animals, then the information is gone. But at least we'll have it. But if he is captured again by chance for Forsaken, if I don't know how, I don't think the search for us will go that far. But we've got to make sure that there's no chance of that happening. Now he knows us, so if he got captured again, it'd be even worse. I'm of the opinion he is an important enough person that it for now takes priority over our mission to get him to safety. That is my initial thinking.
I'll defer to you. And I see the reason. Alan?
Yeah, what is your opinion, Shalom?
I think it's important that we help get him away safely, both for our own mission and so he can continue his work.
Yeah, if he does actually manage to foster peace talks, it may prove a greater help to the Alliance than what we are doing in the end.
And us trusting, again, on his own, what he has said, abilities to get himself away safely is dangerous at best.
Yes. I was a bit disappointed, to be honest, but hey, what can you get? What can you do?
Oh well.
Alright, let's go tell him the good news.
Overlaying this whole conversation has been the rhythmic thumping as he uses a large stone to try
Just occasionally swears in Dwarvish, like, fucking red.
to try and. He looks, he's methodical. He doesn't seem overly frustrated. This is a day.
This is morning ritual.
This is what dwarves do in the morning.
They pound rocks.
Exactly.
What you're saying?
Exactly.
Like, he does swear as he like brings the stone down. The stone shatters into pieces, and the bread remains undamaged. But okay, and you go over to him. Who's approaching him? Are you approaching him as a three or?
I mean, I'm assuming we're all going into the room. I'll kind of
Yeah.
fun, I guess. I'll be like, all right, I know, good news, I guess, if you want to put it that way. We've decided that it's not all our best interest to accompany you at least as far as the lumber camp outside Halfglen, and hopefully from there you'll be safe to make your own way home.
Yeah, it's very kind of you. Yeah, I got no complaints. I reckon I could make my way home pretty safely from Northwich Lumber Camp. Well, safely enough.
I guess we'll take that.
Don't celebrate too soon. We still have our escape to make. The outpost.
Indeed, indeed.
It'll be a
but,
hard journey.
But if
Three
you
professional operatives such as yourselves, I'm sure we'll have no trouble.
Says the DM as an NPC, knowing full fucking well.
Yeah, it's
that's not gonna
it's in
happen.
your control.
Motherfucker.
I'm just gonna. Well, it's not so much a retcon as like an assertion. I'm just gonna say that at some point, like you told him your names because like we hadn't like.
I gave him a false name.
You gave him a false name. What name did you give him?
I'm just kidding. I have no idea. Shalon would never have thought
Well,
of that.
you introduced
Give him a false
yourselves
name.
at like over like the day of
Yeah,
travel.
yeah.
This isn't like the.
I mean, I'm
first
guessing you guys like
conversating.
you're not like you're not even known as like even I'm not like I'm not high enough.
It's not good puppers. Just kidding.
I guess
I
so,
just
like,
don't think it would have been.
Do you give him your
Sorry.
business card and it says cheese merchant on it? Like,
it's like, I mean, this guy would know who fucking like Ellis String was, right? He'd have heard of him. Diplomat, right?
not likely.
Not
Like,
likely.
there's a difference between like diplomats and intelligence operatives.
Yeah, but I think this. I bet they sometimes work together. But okay, but no. I mean, I'll say my name's Silas. I'm not going to tell my last name. I mean, if you really ask, I will. But I'm like, I just don't give people that when
So
I say
I do slightly feel the need to reinforce the fact that his name is not in fact Elias Tring, but Elling Trias.
Hey, because he might pass up with what I want. Okay? By the way, did anyone write down all the money on that guy? Alright, someone write it down. Too lazy.
Okay,
can have
I
it.
got it.
Cool. You can do that fun math.
You can be
Okay.
the treasurer.
Even though you're fucking like a phaser, right, Jacko?
Yeah.
Maybe you should take the gems, Jacko.
Yep.
That would make sense.
Okay,
But I think
yeah,
you said you actually did take them. Also.
Jesus
Right.
fucking Christ.
But
This
if
time
you're all
the
done
damage
attempting
together.
to cut that bread, Ragnar, we better set off again.
Yeah.